Gaza is burning. Those are the words from Israel's defense minister as the Israeli military began its ground invasion into Gaza City overnight. Israeli officials say overtaking Gaza City is a key part of dismantling Hamas's government and military capabilities. Some members of Israeli leadership are warning against the offensive, saying it could lead to more IDF casualties and put the lives of the remaining Israeli hostages at risk. The invasion comes amid a UN Commission report accusing Israel of committing genocide in Gaza. Israeli officials dismissed the report as fake, calling the authors Hamas proxies. Michael O'Hanlon is a senior fellow and director of research and foreign policy at the Brookings Institution, and he joins us now. Michael, welcome. Nice to see you. So talk to us, Michael, about this push into Gaza City we saw happening beginning overnight and why it is so important from a military strategic standpoint.
Greetings, Jenna. Well, first of all, if I could quickly touch on this whole use of the term genocide, I think it's better not to invoke that term because to my mind, I think to the popular mind, genocide means the deliberate killing of people in order to largely or wholly exterminate a race. And of course, for Jews and Israelis, it's particularly loaded language. But I think there is a lot of mass killing going on. It's not intentional. It's inadvertent. It's as Israel goes after each remaining Hamas terrorist, they probably wind up killing at least one innocent Palestinian civilian. And it's not on purpose, but it's still terrible. So I would just say we should better focus on that issue, which then leads to my direct answer to your question. Israel is going to have difficulty squelching out every single bit of Hamas. And I think it's an unrealistic standard for success. We Americans had to learn after 9/11 that we could not hunt down and kill every al-Qaeda. And we learned after 2014 we couldn't destroy each ISIS fighter. We destroyed their movements, their centers of political and military gravity. And then we tried to address the root causes of that kind of ideology. And of course, it's difficult. We didn't have a great track record, but that's the only real positive way you can do this. And so I think Israel's going to need a political vision for returning Gaza to Palestinian rule and pursuing that, even as they also hunt down whatever remnants of Hamas still exist, because this kind of operation is going to kill a lot more innocent people than Hamas fighters, in my judgment, even if it's not genocidal.
Yeah. You mentioned going after the movement. Israel striking, of course, in Doha recently. Secretary of State Marco Rubio met with Qatari officials today, this coming after those strikes into Qatar, targeting the Hamas leaders. You know, both are U.S. allies, Israel and Qatar. Michael, what kind of balance does Rubio have to strike here during his conversations with these groups?
He's in a tough spot, obviously, because, of course, if you're ever going to even negotiate hostage release with Hamas, there has to be some Hamas headquarters or phone line that you can call. And that has been provided by this base in Qatar across the Arabian Peninsula from the Holy Land. But by the same token, even if you need some kind of a Hamas to contact, Israel doesn't want to legitimate Hamas, and it makes Israelis very angry when Hamas leaders live a nice lifestyle and are safe from all the devastation, either October 7th themselves or the aftermath of October 7th, and they somehow are provided sanctuary while they're essentially complicit in all this killing, at least in one way, shape, or form, because they're part of the same organization that deliberately carried out October 7th. And so I understand the Israeli frustration. However, I think that Israel itself needs some kind of focal point for where it can have talks. And so targeting the headquarters, to me, just seems a bit counterproductive.
Yeah. Israel also launched military strikes against Yemen's Red Sea port today, Michael. What message do you think Israel is trying to send to the world by being involved in a lot of these conflicts all at once?
Well, the first thing Israel's trying to do, the one message is, the rest of the world, we don't really care what you think. We're going to kill the people who are killing us and who have ideologies that support the destruction of Israel. And so that's an understandable message. But Israel's main purpose here is not to send a message. It's to actually do that kind of killing of people who have been trying to kill Jews or Israelis or support the cause of those who have done so, for example, on October 7th. So Israel's purpose is less to send a message than to achieve a battlefield effect. And, it's obviously had some success, but I think now's the time to start reassessing a longer term political vision for the region. And Israel's got to get more serious about that, in my judgment.
Okay. Michael O'Hanlon with the Brookings Institution. Michael, great to see you. Thank you.